Now let's do the next question of regression. So in this question, as you can see on your screen, we have to find out the following. We have to find out from this given information of x and y series the following things. So first of all, we have to find out the two regression coefficient. Second, we have to find out the coefficient of correlation, and we have to also find out two regression equation. Okay, so we have to find out two regression coefficient and coefficient of correlation, which is R, and two regression equation. After that, most likely value of x when y is 34, and also most likely value of y when x is 47. So after calculating the regression equation for both x on y and y on x, we have to calculate the most likely value of x and most likely value of y. So in this question, we have given two series x and y. So let's first write down the series in a table so that we can find out the mean for both the series for x and y. Now let's first put the value of x: 48, 50, 53, 49, 51, 55, 53, and 49. Now let's put the value of y: 36, 32, 33, 38, 37, 31, 35, and 30. Okay, so first step is to calculate the mean of, let me write the first thing, that first of all we will calculate mean. Okay, mean of x, which is sum of x divided by sum of y. Okay, which is sum of x divided by sum of y. So first of all, we have to do the sum of this given series and also the sum of y series so that we can calculate the mean. So calculating mean, formula is sum of x divided by the total number of observation, and total number of observation are 8. So these are 8. Now let's calculate the sum of x and y. So this is 8 plus 3 plus 9, 21, and plus 1, 5, plus 3 plus 9. It is 8. Okay. Now 4 plus 5 plus 5, 4, and this is 408. So we can easily find out the mean from this given information. So mean is basically 408 divided by 8. So the answer is 51. Okay. Mean of x is equal to 51. Okay, now similarly mean of y, let's calculate mean of y, which is equal to sum of y divided by n. Okay, so let's first calculate the sum of y. 36 plus 32 plus 33 and plus 38. After that, plus 37 plus 31 plus 35 and plus 30. So this is 272, and when we divide 272 by 8, it is 34. Okay, this is 272, and 272 divided by 8. So we can say that mean of y is equal to 34. Okay, so this is how we calculate the mean, as we have already discussed the process of calculating mean. Now with the help of mean, we will calculate dx from 51. Okay, 51, which is the value of mean. Now dx from 30, this is dy from 34. Okay, so this is how we calculate dx and dy with the help of mean. So formula for calculating dx is x minus x bar, and for this y minus y bar. Okay, so this is the formula, as we have already discussed so many times, the formula of calculating dx. Now let's calculate the value of dx first, which is x minus x bar means 51. So we will calculate one by one the value of x from 51. So 48 minus 51 is minus 3. Okay. 50 minus 1 minus 1. 53 minus 51, it's 2. 49 minus 51 is minus 2. 51 minus 51 is 0. 55 minus 51 is 4. 53 minus 51 is 2. And 49 minus 51 is minus 2. Okay. Now let's calculate the value of dy. So dy value is calculated by y minus y bar, means we will minus the value of y one by one from this 34. Okay. Let's calculate this. 36 minus 34 is 2. 32 minus 34 minus 2. 33 minus 34 minus 1. 38 minus 34 is 4. 37 minus 34 is 3. 31 minus 34 is minus 3. And this is 1, and this is minus 4. Okay. So now we will calculate d square x. Okay, d square x. And here we will calculate d square y. D square y. So now let's square the value of dx for calculating d square x, and here we will square the value of dy for calculating the d square y. Now let's first calculate d square x. Minus 3 into minus 3 is 9. 1 is 1, and 2 is square 2 is 2. Minus 2 square minus 2 is 4. It's 0, it's 16, it's again 4 and 4. Okay, now we will calculate the value of d square y, which is 4, 4, 1, and this is 16, this is 9, 9, 1 and 16. Okay. Now we will calculate the value of dx and dy. In dx dy we will multiply the value of dx this with dy. Now let's multiply this. So minus 3 and 2 is minus 6. Okay, minus 1 into minus 1 is 2. 2 minus 1, 2 into minus 1 is minus 2. Minus 2 into 4 is minus 8. Now 0 into 3 is 0. 4 into minus 3 minus 12. 2 into 1 is 2. Minus 2 into 4 is 8. Now we will calculate the sum of dx and dy, which is equal to plus 6 minus 6 plus 2 minus 2 minus 8 minus 12 plus 2 and 8. Okay. The answer of sum of dx dy is minus 16. Okay. So we have to also calculate the sum of this d square y, which is equal to 4 plus 4 plus 1 plus 16. Let's calculate this first. 9 plus 16 plus 9 plus 9 and plus 7. So this is 60. Okay. Now we will calculate the sum of d square x. So let's calculate this. 10 plus 8 plus 16 plus 8. So this is basically 42. Okay. So we have calculated this sum of d square x, sum of d square y and sum of dx and dy. So now we will calculate all the details one by one which were asked in this question basically. Okay. Let's first calculate the part A. So in the first thing which is asked in this question is to calculate two regression coefficient, and second one is coefficient of correlation. So let's first calculate two regression coefficient. Two regression coefficient. Okay. So let me first write down the formula of calculating two regression coefficient. So formula for calculating two regression coefficient is, let's first calculate pxy, which is equal to sum of dx and dy. Okay, and divided it by sum of d square y. So what is this? Sum of dx dy is minus 16 and sum of d square y is 60. Okay, so minus 16 divided by 60. Let's calculate this. Let me calculate this. Minus 16 minus 16 divided by 60 is minus 0.26. Okay, this is minus 0.267. Okay, now let's calculate for b y x. Okay, the formula for calculating regression coefficient for b by x, the formula is similar. Sum of dx and dy divided by sum of d square x. Okay, so when we calculate coefficient of xy, we will put the formula sum of dx dy divided by sum of d square y, and when we calculate the regression coefficient for yx, the formula is sum of dx dy divided by sum of d square x. The sum of dx dy is minus 16. Okay, and divided by sum of d square x is 42. Now let's calculate this. First, minus 16 divided by 42. The answer is minus 0.38. Minus 0.38. Okay, so this is the two regression coefficient for bxy and byx. So as we have calculated the first part, let me put this answer so we can write here bxy is equal to minus 0.267. Okay, and b by x is equal to minus 0.381. Okay, so we have calculated the first part of this question, two regression coefficient. Now let's calculate the part B of this question, which is so in part B we have to find out coefficient of correlation, which is R. Okay, let me write it here. Coefficient of correlation. Okay. So let's first write down the formula of calculating coefficient of correlation. So formula for calculating coefficient of correlation is So we denote coefficient of correlation with the letter R. Okay. So formula is under root bxy multiply by byx. Let's put all the value in this formula. Value of bxy and byx, which is minus 0.267 multiply by minus 0.381. Okay. Now let's solve this equation. So let's first multiply minus 0.267 and minus 0.267 multiply by minus 0.381. Answer is minus 0.648. So the answer is under root 0.1017. Okay. Now let's under root this. So answer is in under root, which is under root. What we have find out, 0.1017. So now let's under root this term, which is R. So let's calculate with the help of this calculator. So under root of this is 0.318. Okay. So answer is 0.319. Write down the approximate value, which is 0.319. So now let's put this value. R is equal to 0.319. Okay. So now, as we have already calculated two parts of this question, we will calculate the next part, which is to calculate the equation basically. Now, in next part, we will calculate regression equation. Okay. Regression equation. So now we have calculated mean, okay, of the given series. We have calculated two regression coefficient bxy, byx. After that, we have also calculated the coefficient of correlation, which is R. And now we will calculate the regression equation. Okay. So now let's calculate regression equation for x on y and y on x. First of all, let's calculate x on y. So formula is x minus x bar is equal to R standard deviation of x divided by standard deviation of by y minus y bar. So this is the formula. So what we can do is, let me make it more simple to you. Let me write it here, as we can write this r into standard deviation of x divided by standard of deviation of y is b x y. Okay, and y minus y bar. Similarly, we will do for y on x equation. Y minus y bar is equal to, similarly, okay, so we can also write it r into standard deviation of y divided by standard deviation of x and bracket x minus x bar. So what we can write it like y minus y bar is equal to byx, okay, x minus x bar. So let's put all the values in this equation so that we can find out the equation. So let's first find out the equation of x on y, which is x minus mean of x is 51, which we have already calculated, is equal to bxy. The answer of bxy, let's see, bxy is minus 0.267 and byx is minus 0.38. So minus 0.267 bracket y minus y bar is 34. Okay. Now x minus 51 is equal to minus 0.267 y, minus into minus, it's plus. Let's calculate with the help of calculator, which is 0.267 multiplied by 34. So this is 9.078. This is 9.078. So equation of x is equal to 0.267y. This is minus sign. And what we have to do is we have to add 51 with 9.07. So this is 51 plus 9 is 60.078. So this is the equation of y. Now let's calculate this is the equation of x. Now let's calculate the equation of y. So y minus 34 y minus y bar, and b by x is minus 0.381 bracket x minus x bar is 50, it's 51. Okay, now y minus 34 is equal to minus 0.381x minus minus plus, and let me calculate this. What will be the calculation of 0.381 multiplied by 51? So the answer is 19.431. This is 19.431. So y is equal to minus 0.381. Now what we have to do, we have to add this 34 in 19.431, which is 53. Let me put the sign of plus here. 53.431. So this is the equation of x and this is the equation of y. Now let me write this equation. So we have solved the equation. So equation for x on y x is equal to minus 0.267 y and plus 60.078. Okay. Similarly, equation for y on x is equal to y is equal to minus 0.381 and plus 53.431. So these are the regression equation. Okay. So these are the regression equation. These are the regression equations. So we have find out all the three parts of this question. So one more thing is asked in this question. Let's do that also. So what is asked is in this question is that we have to find out the most likely value of x and when y is given and most likely value of y. So let's calculate this part also. Most likely value of x of x, then y is, what is the value of y? Value of y is 34. Okay, so we will put this value in this question. is in this equation. Let me copy this equation. So we will put this value in this equation. Let's put the value here first. So this is x is equal to minus 0.267 and multiplied by 34 and then plus 60.078. Okay, let's calculate it. Solve this question. So let's first multiply 0.267 with 34. So this is 9.078. This is minus 9.078, and then we will plus this with 60.078. So the value of x will be, we will minus 9 from 60, so this will be around 51. Okay, so the value of x is, most likely value of x is 51. Now we will calculate most likely value of y when x is given, and x value is 47. Okay, this is 47. Understood? So we can write this part D. Okay, part D. So in this we will find out the value of y with the help of this equation of y, which is y is equal to minus 0.381 plus 53.431. So let's put the value of y in this equation. Y is equal to minus 0.381 381, and then we will multiply it by 47. Okay, and then add 53.431. Now let's calculate this. So this is basically y is equal to, just a second. So y is equal to 0. Let's calculate 0.381 multiplied by 47. So this is 17.907 minus 17.907, and then we will add 53.431. So this answer of value of y is equal to around, we will minus 17 from 53. This is around 35.5. Okay, so we have calculated 4 things in this question as asked in this question. First of all, we have calculated the mean of both the series x and y, and with the help of that mean we have calculated dx, d square x, y, dy, d square y, and dx, dy. So first thing is asked in this question is two regression coefficient, which we have calculated, b by x y and b by x. After that, the second thing is asked to calculate the coefficient of correlation, which is r. So we have calculated the value of r. Then we have calculated regression equation for x on y and y on x. So we have two regression equation here. So the last thing is asked in this question to find out the most likely value of x and y. So we have put the value of y and x in the in these equation which we have calculated, regression equation. So with the help of that, we have calculated the value of x and y. So this is the question of regression.